Hi, and thanks to Kathleen Wayland of Wayland Financial at 128 Buckland in La Salle for sponsoring this project. And thanks for joining me today to congratulate that very same City of La Salle for securing a grant that's designed to bring more people to these unique stores and restaurants of downtown La Salle and close to the very competitive Christmas shopping season, too. An early winter festival in November is getting a nice boost from a state tourism grant that was just announced. The City of La Salle was selected for a grant totaling just shy of $50,000 to kind of kickstart it. The new Christmas-themed celebration called Frosty on First is going to happen November 7th and 8th, and it's going to build on the success of the Celebration of Lights and the Run Run Rudolph 5K. It's going to kind of tie them together, too, as you're about to hear. It's going to replace the 4-day Celebrate La Salle event that was held over the summer, but this is going to be more focused on retail and bringing some money in that way, too. Frosty on First is going to cover 3 blocks in downtown La Salle, offering an ice skating rink, an inflatable snowman. They said it's massive, so we'll see that. Live reindeer, cool. Fireworks, of course, live music, and an appearance from Santa Claus. Now, I'm as excited to talk about Santa normally as anybody, but definitely not in a Santa frame of mind just yet. In fact, I interrupted Mayor Jeff Grove's Independence Day on Friday so I could shoot what you're about to see. I picked a warm spot, but it was appropriate for the holiday, I think, and I have to say Jeff Grove is a good sport. Let's talk money. Well, Mayor, tell me about the exciting news you have about the event that you're going to be putting on in the fall.
Yeah, we're super excited, Tom. We received a grant, a tourism grant to help us put this on. It's going to be basically November 7th and 8th. It's going to be in place of our summer festival this year. We're not going to do a summer festival downtown. Decided to switch gears a little bit. And Frosty on First is the name of it. Very excited about it. A $50,000 grant to help us put this on. Still is going to be centered in downtown. More of a kind of like I call it a Hallmark theme weekend for the City of La Salle. We have bouncy houses, bands, fire pits throughout downtown. Obviously some different doing pianos, different things for the kids and for adults. And what's nice is that's the weekend time that we kick off our Celebration of Lights. So we'll be taking buses from down here to the Celebration of Lights for people to do that walk, run, Rudolph run that weekend. So trying to kind of capture some of the people that come for the Celebration of Lights to come to downtown and not just go out there and leave. So we're hoping that this will be a chance to kind of anchor this downtown and get the downtown more involved. Some summer festivals, got a lot of questions on that. Why are we not doing a summer festival? It's just tough. You know, Mosby has the monster. You know, they're the first one of the year. Everybody's ready to go, the carnival. And then this year, actually, Spring Valley would have been a week before us with their carnival. We would have been third in line. And there's only so much income out there, disposable income for families. So we figured it was a good time to do a change. We don't expect to make money on it. We'd like to always come even. And last year we were a little bit under. So we figured let's try something new and switch gears. And we're kind of happy we did. I don't know if you saw recently, the city of Seneca also canceled their summer festival. So I think we're doing the right thing to try something different. And if it doesn't work, we'll do something else again.
Well, what's nice is that you're trying something and it's different. And so it was a grant from the state, correct?
That is correct.
How did you go about the process of applying for it?
So what happens with that is this nice situation because we can't just say, hey, we're going to do a summer festival and get a grant for that. Everybody does that, right? It had to be something unique, something that was different. And I think that's what helped with Kurt Bedai and Brent put together to help put that together to get that in front of the committee to award us that money. So obviously the $50,000 is a great start. We're going to need some donations from other sponsors in town. And when the group is actually meeting with those folks already on that, and people have been very positive about it because it is something different, something new. Weather, people are like, well, it's going to be cold. You know, we know how it is now. November's usually not too bad the first couple of weeks, even sometimes till Thanksgiving's not bad. And then you do a summer festival, you could have rain. You know, so it's one way or the other. We're excited about it. I mean, I know we had snow, 3 years ago on Halloween. Maybe it's a good thing we have a little snow for our festival. But it's be a good time, I think. It's something different.
Look, the thing is, you're talking about a celebration of the holidays that are coming up, so hopefully it'll be cold.
Yes.
Hopefully it'll be a little snow
Yes.
to get people in the mood for it.
Yes.
I like that you're linking something where you're grabbing people off the interstate and enticing them to come downtown.
Yes. Yes.
And then same thing, you're sending people out there.
Right.
The city spread out like that with 2 different commercial things to view.
Yes.
It's got to be tough to get them to go in between.
Yes.
You're making a real attempt with this one, aren't you?
Yes, and that's what's nice also is, again, before the team went out and they even thought about doing this, they spoke with the LBA. the retail merchants of the La Salle Foundation, all the different groups downtown, and presented that to them, and they were all on board with it, positive about it. The goal is to get our businesses that normally close at 5, 6 o'clock in the evening, stay open to 8, stay open to 9. We know there are a lot of them mom and pop shops, so it's harder to get them to stay open, but we're hoping to be a chance to drive some actual, business downtown. And what's nice about this event is it's not gonna be a situation where we have to set 5 days ahead of time. We're gonna set that day, and by probably by Sunday or Monday, most of this could be gone. So we're not gonna interrupt the businesses, which is key. We want to help the businesses, not impede them. So
of course, and that would seem to fit well with the notion that, you guys, what sets you apart in a way from the other, like Peru, for instance, is Peru's got a lot of chains up by the interstate. But you've got the mom and pops places that are very unique that people don't see everywhere.
Correct.
And that's why we'll see people walking on First Street on the weekends who aren't from here because the stores are different.
Right.
So you seem to have a real opportunity to make the most of that at Christmas.
Right. And that's the key is to get people to come out, even if they come down for the first time to see it, and they say, hey, we're gonna make sure we come back again on the weekend or during the week when they're open, to make sure they get a chance to come down and maybe spend some time here to see it. That's our whole goal, is to try to, get people on display a little bit, their businesses. You go to Galena, they're always open on the weekends. That's key. And again, we got to make it worth our while for our businesses downtown to do that and put the money towards that. And one thing we're trying to do is maybe a payroll grant. We're looking to probably do something like that to help businesses that they commit for maybe 3 months. Instead of doing a facade grant, we do a payroll grant to help them hire some part-time folks to stay open and see if it's worth their while. And then they're like, oh yeah, we tried it, we worked it, we got advertising out, people came down, But again, you're right, we're not gonna have the Walmarts, we're not gonna have the Targets, but their downtowns are growth, and we need to make sure we try to take care of them, the existing businesses and new ones that wanna come in.
Well, I was saying that in a very complimentary way because I like unique places. They make for a different experience, and you have a chance to really show people what the area is.
Yes.
Instead of walking into a restaurant and seeing the same thing wherever you are. That's always been sort of a real gem of La Salle in my mind. It's good to see that you're doing that. So real quick, I know it's interesting that we're talking about this in front of the flag and the 4th of July.
Yes.
You got the flag t-shirt on.
Yes.
But this is the kind of thing you have to do, right? You got to plan like months for this stuff.
Yes. We want to make sure it's, we're trying to be a destination. We're trying to fit the themes of all the different seasons, with LPAC and different events we do. Obviously every city does a nice job with the flags, the banners, the bunting, the flower pots. We're trying to do our fair share here with our proud flag.
Yeah.
It's become a symbol for us and a tradition for us to put it out on all the major holidays. But you can't get more patriotic than July 4th. The weather's great today, and we're gonna have a good time, and hope everybody has a safe weekend.
I've always had a couple questions.
Yes.
When you have this up, how big are the dimensions on this?
You know what? I don't know if you remember or you probably remember those, if you go on Route 80 by Princeton, those big flags. This is one that was retired.
Oh, okay.
But it's not, I don't know exactly, but it's actually been fit to make, because the ones out there on 80 are even bigger.
Yeah.
I honestly, Tom, do not know the exact dimensions, but it's
No,
big.
I just think it's cool. So glad to share this story with you this week. I live downtown, and every day I see the building where my dad worked almost his whole incredible career. And I reflect on how important La Salle is to me and to so many others, to say nothing of the wider region. Let's keep it going. I'm going to be out for part of this coming week, but I will talk to you soon. Thanks to Kathleen Whalen of Whalen Financial in La Salle for sponsoring this from her address at 128 Buckland Street. Take care.